Hello and welcome to this edition of The Market Share. I'm Paul Gifford, Chief Investment Officer at First Source Bank. Joining me today is Jason Cooper, one of our senior portfolio managers. Jason is also responsible for managing the consumer discretionary part of our portfolios, and in particular retailers. And so Jason, obviously a lot of news that it's going to impact consumers over the last couple weeks. First, President Biden announced a $10,000 forgiveness of student debt, which will make a difference to consumers. And then second, Fed Chair Powell said that we're going to continue to raise interest rates, which obviously would offset some of that benefit from the $10,000 forgiveness. At the end of the day, how is that impacting consumers with the inflation and particularly retailers?
Yeah. Usually August is back to school season, and the consumer has slowed down their decision when it comes to consumable goods. What we see on this chart is that the consumer has made the hard decision to spend less of their dollars towards goods and more towards services that we need in our everyday lives, be it gas, utilities, or groceries. Because of inflation, more of those dollars are getting spent in that area of the consumer's pocketbook versus consumable goods.
Definitely a shift in spending patterns versus what we've seen the last 2 years, and that's likely to continue. One of the areas where we've seen probably the biggest impact, and it's really starting to show up the last couple months in numbers, is in housing. So what have we started to see recently with the housing market?
Yeah. This chart shows it pretty clearly. The fact that mortgage rates have almost doubled since the beginning of this year. And from what we've heard from Jerome Powell on Friday is that the Fed is still going to continue to raise rates in September and potentially far into the future. This means that the potential of mortgage rates going higher becomes more expensive for the borrower, which means home sales have definitely slowed so far this year. And we probably will continue to see that number begin to slow even more as we get into the end of 22 and the beginning of 23.
Clearly, the impact to consumers is big. Jason, I always appreciate you joining us and sharing your comments. Clearly, the consumer has some challenges ahead, fighting inflation and higher housing costs. Those are things that we take into account as we're managing portfolios and will continue as we go forward. As always, thank you for the opportunity to serve you and your family, and have a great day.